first for the Kings. And for the Lakers, LeBron James is out there with Green. And in the middle, the long-bodied JaVale McGee. Absolutely elastic. And it's Morris in at the 4 slot.
You know, the Lakers didn't really have the bite on defense they once had last season, Kevin. It showed up in their inability to create turnovers. They were at the bottom of the league in terms of steals. Excellent job carving out space under the glass to make that putback possible.
Kevin, he's one of the best finishers we've got in this league. I mean, he rarely misses an opportunity to score inside when he has position.
And, you know, you talk about grit and determination. That's his M.O. That's his DNA. No doubt about it. He's a tough hombre.
The free throw off from McGee. Yeah, Clark, the Lakers dead last in steals, as you said. Below, you know, a lot of teams that had a lot more trouble playing defense, like the Raptors and Bobcats. But I didn't sense the Lakers were jumping into passing lanes. They kind of set back in their defense, and we're trying to pack it in.
Yeah, well, that's playing to your personnel. When you've got 2 7-footers at the rim, you don't want those guys to get in foul trouble. So you really want to funnel players into the lane and to the baseline to have to shoot over the top of those guys. You don't want to be out in the passing lane taking all kinds of risks. And saw just a little bit of daylight, went right to the rim.
There's a good screen. The dish to Joseph. Clock at 6. It's stolen by Green. Right side, Green. LeBron outside. Tacking him down with the lead pass. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. The Lakers have gone 0 for 1 at the line. This is their second trip to the line tonight.
2 shots.
First one falls for him. And Morris drops them both. On defense, the Lakers. Well, Doris, an interesting game. Moments ago, you had a chance to talk with head coach Frank Vogel. What do you have to say?
One player he mentioned he'd be eyeing is Harrison Barnes, saying, I know he's showing he can be a more versatile scorer than he was at North Carolina. With his strength, he can really hold his line to the rim. Still, we've got to play up on him and test his decision-making off the dribble. And Kevin, for a guy who wasn't asked to handle the ball a whole lot in college, that's probably a good call.
Thanks, Doris. The Lakers have gone 2 for 3 at the foul line in this one.
At the line for 2.
First free throw is good. That one falls, so he hits both of them. The Kings have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Feeds it to Joseph. Some nice ball movement here by the Kings. Bogdanovich passes to Barnes. There's the triple. Morris with the rebound. The Lakers in the lead. It's LeBron with the triple.
When the big fella goes up like that, you better get out of the way.
And that was Sprite bringing you the close-up on that big-time play. Sacramento Sacramento's gone 1-2 from long range in the first quarter. And here in the first, about 3 minutes in. There's a Vic. 6 to shoot. To the middle. Right up. And the shot is good.
This has been the start that they had hoped for, coming out knocking down 4 of their first 5 shots.
The Kings shooting their first free throw of the game right now.
And I know the free throw shooting is an area they focused on improving coming into this season.
And here is Green. Kick to LeBron. Number 5. It's good on the putback.
And a nice soft touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle touch, those tip-ins are easy to come down.
Well, easy points, 3 points for a guy with that kind of strength and agility in the paint. You got to go for every second chance opportunity.
Lakers have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. LeBron drives in. And there's the pass to McGee. Pushes it down.
Well, I tell you, he squeezed that orange as tight as he could before that throwdown.
Yeah, no way he was going to lose that thing on the way up. You're right, Clark.
Well, better safe than sorry. I mean, you got to be sure when you're in traffic.
The Lakers have only 1 missed free throw. They've had 5 attempts and made 4 of them. And the Lakers making a change here. Cooks check in. The Kings trailed by 5. Bogdanovich. That's good.
You know, those types of high percentage shots, Kevin, should be a big part of what they do going forward.
Lakers have gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway. Green kicks to McGee. He dishes it to Cook. Six on the shot clock. McGee lets the 3 fly. Can't get it to go. Here's Holmes. Shot is off. And it's the Lakers the other way. Pass to Green. Elbow shot. And the Lakers with another miss. The Kings trailed by 3. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones a long time without a basket.
They gotta find something, you're right. Number 24, guarded by Green. Free throw line jump shot. That's good.
He is just so good from that range, guys.
You know, never mind with the height advantage he had there.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
You know, he wants to tinker a little bit, and he's taking the time to do so right here.
Yeah, I think you're right. He just didn't like some of the things he saw out there, a bit uncomfortable, and wanted to talk it over.
A platoon swap here for the Lakers. And the Kings will go for a different look here. We've got 1:28 left to play in the first quarter. Smith kicks to Douglas. Shot clock at 6. Nice ball going here by the Lakers. Shot to stop the drought. That drops. He's got his first 2 points of the night. 1:02 left in the first quarter. James outside. shots, 5 on the clock. The Kings need to get off the shot here.
Both sides really coming out of the gate firing here.
Guys, they looked like they were raring to go in this one. A lot of offense early on.
Now Smith. Back to Howard. Uses the drop step. Good on the basket.
They continue to barrel their way inside. And when's the defense going to adjust?
Well, I'm asking the same question myself, Parker. I mean, that's 8 points out of their last 10 coming inside.
And it's the Kings with the ball. They trail by 3. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game. Number 3. It's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over.
Lakers ball.
Here's LeBron. 10 minutes to go. Both teams have been going here early and still going through the first quarter. Lakers lead by 3. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here to start the second quarter of play. And from what we've seen so far from the Lakers, guys, what are your thoughts?
Really good sign offensively, the way they started this game out, getting a lot of hoops from close range.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to get baskets inside. I know you were a three-point shooter, Steve, and a really good one, but it's always easier to score in the paint.
And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Thank you, Kevin. Ty Lawson went overseas prior to last season, but played in Lithuania for a few games. He said, quote, "It's a different type of game, a lot of pick and roll. They like to play like physical over there. It was fun." Who can say they were traveling the world at age 23? I learned a lot of things. I feel like I'm a little bit more cultured now. Kevin, that's never a bad thing.
Good point, Doris. Thanks.
Well, he's a basketball junkie, guys. Just get him the ball, and he's going to want to play.
Blocked. Howard against Barnes. Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. Dishes it to Joseph. He passes it to Barnes. 5 on the clock. With the clock winding down. The rebound by the Lakers. Joseph dishes to Barnes. He kicks it to Joseph. Malika. Good on the 13-footer.
Well, none of the defenders were quick enough to step out and get a hand in his face on that jump shot. Big mistake there. Very sad to see where the Sacramento franchise has gone. Now the last 4 or 5 seasons. Remember the heyday back in the early 2000s when they had Vlade Divac, Mike Bibby, Stojakovic, and they filled up the building every night back then. And we'll see if they can ultimately get it rolling again here in Sacramento.
Goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
The defense just couldn't recover in time.
Yeah, they pretty much went brain neutral on that one, Clark.
Yes, sir.
I like that phrase. I don't use that phrase very often, but to me that's what happened. He shifted the brain to neutral.
Yes, he did.
That was embarrassing, too.
And again, the Lakers, no good. Steve, that old team you were talking about, those old Kings teams, that was incredible how they played. In fact, I remember the commissioner, Clark David Stern, said that we would love if the entire league played with that kind of flair and flamboyance and passion that Kings team of that era played with. They were so fun to watch.
They really were, Kev. One of my favorite teams, the way they played. They came close to knocking off the Lakers in the Western Finals, and they really were one of my favorite teams to watch. It shows, Kevin, that you can have and sustain a winning team in a small market like Sacramento.
Here's Smith. Harrison Barnes picking up that last pass. Here's Howard. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Well, there's some very popular destinations for free agents around the league. Chicago, New York, Miami. But for me, the Lakers are still the premier market for players. Big city, a history of winning with the Laker organization, and fantastic weather, of course.
Oh, good on that. And Steve, to follow up on your point, the whole aspect of Hollywood has always been a big lure for the Lakers as far as recruiting Clark free agents.
We've seen it over the years with all the big names they've gotten assigned in free agency. No doubt about it, the Lakers are still one of those destination teams for a lot of players in the league.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Kings. So we can't get either to fall. Kings leading now by 3. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. The Kings have shot just 1 free throw earlier, 1 for 1 in the game.
And, you know, whenever they get into a stretch where it looked like maybe they would turn it around at the line, they would immediately take a step back.
And knocks down the first one. LeBron, he's checked in for the Lakers. And the Kings making a change here. And so he hits both. Lakers trail by 5. To JaVale McGee to end the run. Sacramento grabs the miss.
The defense was ready for him that time, and they had to be. He is so powerful in the lane.
Closing it on 4 minutes play here in the second quarter. For 3. There's JaVale McGee with the rebound. McGee's got his 4th rebound in this one. Back to LeBron. Backing down. Drops it off the fadeaway. LeBron's now got 6 points.
That's 4 of their last 5 buckets now coming in the paint area.
They're in attack mode right now, barreling in there with bad man intentions.
And it's the Kings with the ball. Only giving up 2 points this quarter.
Great job taking it right at the defense. I like the aggressiveness.
Yeah, he left them no choice but to foul there.
The Kings shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
Well, guys, you go back to last season, and this is a team that hit just 74% of its free throws. I know they'd like to see that number go up.
And those aren't the kind of numbers they can afford to repeat throughout this season.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. And so he makes both from the line.
Not shying away from contact. They're getting to the line more this quarter.
I like their aggressiveness. They're not settling for outside shots. They're really getting into the paint and forcing some opportunities.
Now here's LeBron. He's got 6, and Green gets it to go.
And what I really appreciate, Kevin, is the consistency with that shooting ability. He's a spot-up guy with a quick trigger. So you know if you get him some space as a teammate, he'll get you an assist.
And, you know, against him, Steve, as an opponent, you need to make sure you're making smart, crisp passes because he's so good at picking off the sloppy loose ones.
Hits the 3-point bomb.
He had no luck from the three-point line earlier, so maybe this one will give him some momentum.
LeBron James on the way. Backs down.
Nasty.
And that look right there on Clark says it all.
He's not alone, Kevin. I mean, that was just mean right there.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And you go back and look at the numbers from last season. He knocked out about 77% of his free throw.
The Kings leading. There's 1:54 left to play in the first half. Passes it to Joseph. Galika, covered by LeBron. 5 to shoot. Overcooked. Rebound the Lakers. Howard's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. He feeds it to Cook. Yes, that's LeBron picking up the assist. LeBron's now got 3 assists tonight.
Great move to get to the bucket and lay that one in. He's got the softest touch around the basket. Impressive.
Now here's Barnes. Good ball movement here by the Kings. Here's Joseph. Off target with the jump hook.
That's a bad miss right there. I mean, you'd like to see him be a little more assertive when he has such good position.
Shot's good by Waiters.
Carving him up inside there, Kevin. I mean, the defense has been vulnerable in there.
Yeah, that's 3 straight field goals in the paint area. That's really good offense.
Here's Barnes. Malika, covered by LeBron. The feed to Joseph. They need this.
Look at this little fella going in there and eating up some glass. Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite find his way through traffic.
Waiters threw a lot.
All the defender had to do there was just stay close to him, and he did.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Malika. That's good. He's got 8.
Made that one look easy, didn't they?
11 seconds left here in the second. Here's Waiters. Kept alive. Cook. 3-pointer. And no good trying to get that one. Tie game in Los Angeles. We'll have the start of the third quarter for you. But first, it's the Sprint Halftime Show with Dave. And now, brought to you.
Tough shots. They're taking it strong inside. They're getting quality shots and a lot of quantity of those quality shots. A great performance by LeBron in the first half. He's got 9 points, and as usual, he's been handing out a lot of assists. But you know, also, the Kings came to play. They've gotten a tremendous boost from their reserves, going to them early in the game for production. Harrison Barnes making the most of his minutes. He's picked up 4 points and also has been a factor with his rebounding. And that does it for us here in the studio. Thanks so much for joining me. Now, back out to Kevin and the gang.
Welcome back to Staples Center, and above it, downtown Los Angeles in the distance.
What a game for LeBron. 9 points, and there's a nice number in his assist column as well.
Yeah, it is a nice number. He's taken it upon himself to really find his teammates and to get this offense going.
The Lakers shooting 43% from the floor.
Sacramento might be called the Kings, but they were anything but regal or royal when they headed out on the road. I mean, last season just lethal for them in unfriendly territory.
That's his second personal foul. First team foul.
On defense, Sacramento. McGee, the best layup misses. Now the Kings with it. We look back at the road record for the Kings. Last year, Steve, 6-27 for them. And they just had a very difficult time finding ways to win and score on the road.
Well, Sacramento's defense was awful last year, Kevin. When you don't play defense, you're not going to win on the road. It's too difficult. So that's the biggest thing, I think, heading into this season and looking beyond. Shoring up that defense will give them a better opportunity to win away from home.
Green kicks to LeBron. Fader on the way. Here's McGee. Hits it. Well done on the second effort. McGee's got 9.
Well, that makes 5 of their last 6 makes coming from inside.
Yeah, really focused on getting the ball into the paint because they're taking advantage of very porous defense down there.
Number 24, guarded by Green. 6 to shoot. Number 24. And there's a whistle that goes on Corey Joseph. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Lakers have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Now the dish to Green. Back to LeBron. Backs in. Takes a turnaround J. LeBron left side. Goes back up. And the shot is good. LeBron's now got 11 points.
Well, he's got the special ability, Kevin, to make shots while being heavily guarded. I don't know how he does it, but he figures out a way to get the ball in the basket under pressure.
You can talk about him without mentioning his great passing ability. Not right pass. Not just perfect placement, but excellent timing to bring his guys to the best possible look.
Now off the inbound, and that one's good, Barnes.
Excellent find there on that inbound. Really good execution.
Outside, Green. Back to LeBron. No good. So the Kings will take it the other way.
Not his best quarter. I mean, the shots just haven't fallen for him.
To the inside. And the dunk by Barnes.
Throwing it down with one hand and making it look easy.
Easy and fun. He just thrives on making the D look silly.
Yeah, which is something he does pretty often, Kevin.
Green dishes to LeBron. Feeds to Morris. Clock at 6. Kicks it to Green. They get it again. James goes up again, and that one's good. LeBron's now got 4 points in the quarter.
Solid advantage in rebounding totals for them so far here.
You know, in every game, but particularly in a close game, every little advantage you can use helps, and they're certainly enjoying one on the glass here.
So both teams changing it up here. Free throw good, LeBron.
You know, the Lakers weren't quite as dominant as they were in 2010-11, but it wasn't because of how they played against the West. They really did a nice job against their conference rivals.
Giant. He started by Howard. Number 3. Oh, that's blocked. Let it join hands off the clock now. Here in the third. Back to LeBron. To the paint. Number 1. So the whistle blows on the shot. 2 free throws for the contact right there. 32-16 was their end mark of the season against the West. The Lakers certainly showed they can play with every team that was a contender out there, and they were tough, but it just at the end, it just did not come together.
Well, nonetheless, winning 2 out of every 3 games you play in conference action is a good recipe for finishing near the top of the standings. The Lakers would have loved to have been that number 1 seed, but they didn't get it. It wasn't because of how they played in the West, though.
It was, I think, that they were the 3rd seed in the Western Conference, as it turned out. And he makes both free throws.
Boy, you have to feel a little sorry for Kings fans. I mean, you think about what they've been through the last year or so. It looked like the team was all set to move to Anaheim. That fell through. Then there was a reprieve for Sacramento. They thought they had an exciting new arena deal. That fell apart, and now it's kind of back to square one. Nobody seems to know what's going to happen with this Kings franchise.
Lakers leading by 3. Here's Smith. Smith right side. Dudley. Back to Smith. Lakers working the ball around now. There's the block. But he gets it back. The 3. Rebound by Parker. The Kings trailed by 3. Deflected. Dudley against Barnes. And Dudley kicks to Smith. Now the pass to Cook. He dishes it to Howard. Backs him down. And the Lakers with another miss. Just a roller coaster ride for Sacramento and Kings fans. Steve, you're right, really. What I imagine the team wants is just to have some certainty of where their future is. You know, Clark, that's the big thing for any town, any team.
Without question, Kevin, anytime there's rumors swirling about a team as to where it's going to be located, it can't be good for anybody associated with the organization, especially the players.
And the Lakers call time here.
He has to be concerned with all the missed shots. I mean, it happens to every team. The way to keeping productive even when you go through a shooting drought.
He might be trying to tell them to get to the free throw line. You know, all teams go cold at points during the game, but the good teams still find ways to score.
The Lakers in the lead. McGee is screened. Cook kicks to McGee. Number 5. Jams it with the board.
You know, that kind of play will get you some brownie points with your coach, no doubt.
And with your fans too, Clark. A big dunk like that.
And even with the announcers.
We all love it.
Joseph with the ball. Looking for his first bucket of the game. Number 24. And he hits it to tie the game up.
Number 20.
And they might have to make a defensive adjustment. They can't give him that kind of a look from beyond the arc.
Cook, the pass to Green. Pass to McGee. This is to Cook. Outside, Green. Rebound by the Kings. There's 39 seconds left here in the third quarter. The lead, and again, it's Sacramento converting.
Well, I like that he's come up with some big baskets for this team to help him out in getting this lead.
He kicks to Cook. Passes to McGee. He feeds it to Cook. Drills the elbow jumper. Cook's got his second basket of the night.
Something they'd like to see more of him more often, that's for sure.
Number 24. No good on that last second attempt here. Tie game in Los Angeles. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stick with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. Well, welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. Who's had the Sprite uncontainable game in this one? Well, let's go to Doris Burke.
Thanks, Kevin. Today, it's the Lakers coming away with the uncontainable game. Everything seems to be going their way, and right now they look to be in complete control. We'll see if that's the case as we head into the final period.
Thank you, Doris. It's the Kings with the ball. Puts the lead pass in front of him. Count that one.
That was a nice finish to an excellent possession.
The Lakers trail. Inside. Here's Choppy. It's going to be 2 free throws. True contact on the shot.
Staples Center was just an unwelcoming venue all around last season, and the Lakers did their part by defending the home court not only with pride, but passion.
Lakers always tough, as you mentioned, Clark, here at home. And last year, no different. Ended up 26-7 here inside the Staples Center. Was a big part, Steve, of why they were able to win the Pacific Division.
Well, any team that is a serious championship contender, Kevin, is going to control its home floor. And the Lakers, despite the fact that they lost in the conference semifinals, they were a contender, and they controlled their home floor pretty much all season long.
Both free throws good from Dudley.
Last season was the 6th straight, Kevin, where the Kings failed to make the playoffs, and really they haven't been in postseason contention for any of those 6 years.
The feed to Barnes. Down low. McGee with the block. Green left side. Over Joseph. And Green gets it to go. Right right, 6 years, but seems much longer than that for some reason. Doesn't it for the Kings? They're so used to making the playoffs in the years leading up to this drought.
Well, prior to that, Kevin, they had made the playoffs 8 consecutive years before this 6-year drought. So, boy, it's been a strange run for Sacramento. Some ups and downs, and let's hope they can get this thing turned back in the right direction.
Well, they ran a nice play there, Kevin, to set up the easy dump.
Yeah, he got help from his teammate and ran his man right straight into the pick.
Yep, and that's the offensive player's job. That's him into the screen.
It was a great pick, too, Clark. He may have lowered his shoulder a little bit, but he got it pretty clean.
Shot clock at 5. Morris dishes to Green. And the Kings pushing it up now. Number 24.
Good foul there defensively. Make him earn 2 points from the line.
I agree with you. I mean, no freebies. Don't give anybody an easy opportunity. Make good use of your foul there.
And the first one, both teams will make substitutions. Both shots good from the strike.
He's taking care of business at the line, and you expect nothing less from him. Of course, a terrific shooter from the strike.
Green takes to LeBron. Unloads from 9. And again, it's the Lakers.
What a game. This is really fun to watch.
And when games are tight like this, I mean, success or failure can really turn on small details and 1 or 2 plays.
To the inside. One-hand jam.
You know, for a player with his explosiveness, that was ATM time. Cash money, the easy way.
That kind of defense is not going to come against him.
Cash money. I like that, Clark.
Backs him down. And there's another one for the Lakers.
Well, they really picked up the intensity here since halftime.
I think they got the pep talk and both teams now really going after each other.
Number 25, guarded by McGee. Number 24, shot is off, and the Lakers will go the other way with it. LeBron outside, backing down, stolen by Joseph. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Here's Giles. Rebound the Lakers. LeBron's now got his 3rd rebound on the night. He passes to Morris. Shot from 12. Yes, and LeBron picking up the assist. LeBron's now got 5 assists tonight.
Well, he's an assassin at 3-point range, guys. That's the first thing people talk about when his name comes up.
Yeah, he really has a feathery touch from out there. Really soft and sweet. His consistency in shooting the ball is just amazing. Release point, trajectory, everything right where it needs to be.
Dish now to Morris. Lakers passing it around. 6 on the shot clock. They grab it and miss. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Take a look at what McGee's done. He has 9 points and also a block shot.
At the line for 2.
And the first one at the line is good.
Just perfection for them from the foul line in the second half.
Well, they haven't missed, and they look as cool and as comfortable as a baby in a nice bassinet. Every time they step up to the line, it's easy and relaxed.
Both free throws good from McGee. The Kings trail by 4. Clarkson's tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Number 24. Here's Giles. The baseline jumper goes down.
Boy, he's flipped the switch here in the fourth quarter. That's 3 of 4 shooting here.
Timeout called the Lakers. Let's go quickly over the
from what Frank Vogel had to say to his team. It was a pretty upbeat huddle. He said, "I'll bet they won't take us lightly next time, guys." Clearly, he was aware of their underdog status coming into this basketball game, guys.
Barnes is checked in for the Kings. Feeds to McGee. Kicks it to Green. Shot clock at 6. Number 5 gets it to go. And the Lakers lead by 4. Now a timeout called by Sacramento. LeBron James has really been playing well.
He's in one heck of a group with the scoring. They're going to talk it over and try to figure out how to slow it down.
And here is Joseph. 1:51 left in the fourth quarter. Barnes can't get it to go.
They definitely had the advantage inside. Another big grab a moment ago.
McGee, the pass to Green. He dishes it to McGee. Buries it down low. There's a minute 34 left in the fourth quarter. Now here's Joseph. On the clock. And the pass to Barnes. Launches it free. JaVale McGee with the rebound.
You know, to cut deficits, you got to be making smart basketball plays out there. Taking care of the ball. It's not done by hoisting up bonehead threes like that.
Number 5. LeBron outside. LeBron left side. Green. There's 39 seconds left in the game. Here's LeBron. The Lakers need to get a shot off here. Puts up a 3. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Number 24. That's his first personal foul. Third team foul.
And now we got an intentional foul.
Shooting for Los Angeles. Daniel Reed. 2 shots.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 7-point lead. So it gets them both, and it's an 8-point game. Timeout called by the Kings. They're trailing by 8. 24 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Seconds left in the fourth quarter. Number 24.
Blocking foul. Hold on.
Both teams decide how to change it up. Here's Barnes. Oh!
Are you kidding me? That was a power punch right there.
There's the killer two-handed slam.
I tell you what, you need to archive that one for the highlight tape.
Oh, yeah, that is the keeper. You're correct.
Man, that was incredible. Yeah, and those plays will give your team a huge boost.
Harrison Barnes. Shooting 1.
Lakers have gotten into a pretty good group, going 6-10 here in the final quarter. And an intentional foul right there.
James. At the line for 2.
That increases their lead to 6. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 7-point game.
Boy, solid. Those are important free throws, guys. Give them a little cushion for that lead.
And James pulls it down. And so the Lakers hit the win. Both teams played well, but these guys have the edge.
Yeah, I think so. They were staying nice sharp. Very on top of their game.